Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I just want to tell you guys my experience dealing with pretty privilege. Pretty privilege is the principle that people who are deemed more attractive by society, that they have the upper hand and that they are afforded better opportunities than people who are not. It's really no secret today that you will be treated differently based on how people view your physical appearance. I'm able to speak from both sides of the realm because growing up I did not have pretty privilege, and now that I do have pretty privilege, I can let you guys in on some of the things that I experienced. Growing up I couldn't even breathe wrong around my peers without them letting me know how ugly that they thought I was. Say I could just be sitting right there just minding my business. Next thing I know somebody's like, "With your ugly ass." And I'm just like, God dog. The only thing I'm doing right now is literally existing. Now I'm able to see it from both sides due to my experience, aka trauma. When I first realized that I actually started benefiting from pretty privilege, it definitely had to be like after high school because I didn't have the best high school experience. But when I actually started realizing that a lot of people are finding me attractive after my glow up stage, and I was like, okay, wow, so this is how it feels to be on the other side of things. The first thing that happened when I started benefiting from pretty privilege was I noticed that men started to be a whole lot nicer to me than they had been when they thought that I was less attractive. And it's really sad to say, like, when men aren't necessarily attracted to you, a lot of them will, try to belittle you because, let's just be honest, men are nice to who they are attracted to most of the time. Unless he's a man of good character, then he'll still treat you the same way, either way, if he finds you beautiful or not. I noticed that instead of men necessarily like downing me because of my physical appearance, a lot of them were more nicer to me, more flirtatious. That's something that I didn't really experience a whole lot growing up, only a little bit, but I noticed that the older that I got, it started becoming more common to me. And I also noticed that although the guys were thinking that I started, looking better, I also noticed that the women started being meaner to me. So it's like, ah, dog, so you mean to tell me that when I glow up and I start looking better and I start being, what society would consider cute or beautiful, that, women are going to start acting like strange towards me? Because it's really weird. Like, I feel like not enough women actually support each other and are actually like uplifting towards each other. The more attractive that I got, with society thinking, okay, this is somebody that we feel like deserves to be treated a certain type of way because of how she looks, women also were not liking me for that very exact reason. I would even start, the more prettier that I got as I got older, I would even start, getting double looks out in public. Double looks where somebody looked at you and they're like, and then they walk a little bit and then they turn back again. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay. That's the difference from, when people don't think you're pretty and they just walk right past you like you don't exist. Futures and everything, like, it's so much that has to go into what people actually find attractive nowadays. There's colorism. There's futurism. There's a whole bunch of things that make society view people as actually pretty or attractive, or they make people view people as less attractive. So me personally, I have always thought that I was a beautiful girl, but a whole lot of people did not always feel that way. And anybody that has ever suffered from people that are around their age, that where people didn't find you as attractive as anybody for that matter, or people just always looked at you like with disgust, or they always picked on you because of your looks, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Another thing that made me realize that people are starting to find me more attractive and that I'm actually starting to benefit from pretty privilege is the fact that every time I would start conversating with somebody, specifically men, because men do, I don't care what people say, men play a big part in how people are viewed as pretty, if that makes sense. Some people think that having a banging body makes you pretty as look-wise. Some people feel like it's the face. Some people feel like you have to be the total package to be beautiful or socially accepted. But I noticed that the older that I got, when I started actually, conversating with men, a lot of them would tell me like, oh, you know what? I thought you were going to be stuck up. And then I'm just like, well, why would you even think that? Because, like, I'm really a sweetheart, but I do stay to myself and I am very quiet. Working on it. I'm working on it. They would basically say, oh, you know, because of how you carry yourself, because of how you look, because you're so quiet and you look a certain type of way. And so at first, of course, growing up, I didn't really know what that meant. But if people start to feel like that you're starting to feel out more in your physical appearance, they also expect you to be like conceited, or they expect you to probably like look down on certain people. And that was never the case. But you're actually the complete opposite. You're actually a pretty cool chick. That didn't make them not play me though. Sorry, that was so ghetto, but yeah. And then another thing was on social media, I actually started, you know, getting more DMs, you know, with the more pictures that I posted. For anybody who has people like flooding out their DMs trying to talk to them, everybody knows that the more DMs you get, the more options that you have of people who can potentially waste your time. Yeah, you thought I was going to say something else? No, sis, I was not. Nobody wants to be considered less attractive. But being pretty, it comes with a lot of great sides, and it also comes with some not so great sides, because when people view you as, you know, someone who is so attractive, they only see you as, okay, how fast can I sleep with this person? Because most of the time it really be a lust thing. It's like they look at you as an object more than a person. Oh, y'all, I cannot really count the amount of times that as I got older and started, you know, getting into the dating world, where I would have, you know, so many men trying to talk to me. But the more that you know, listen to what a man says and his personality and how he thinks, the more you realize what people really want from you. And it's not your personality. Women that are viewed more attractive, they're more likely to get more attention, but it's so much harder to figure out and distinguish, like, is a person's actions towards you like really genuine. Those same people that used to down me for being the ugly girl, the hairy girl, you know, the girl with the big lips, the girl with the big eyes and stuff like that, like those same people that used to down me for having those type of ugly flaws, as I've gotten older and started, you know, feeling out more, I guess, and on my glow up journey and stuff like that, those same people find me attractive now. So it's like, but back in the day, I was that ugly big lip girl with the big eyes, with the big bug eyes. I was that girl that had those big old super soaker lips that just sat on her chin. You know what I'm saying? And now people pay for lips like this. A lot of my characteristics now that people deem me as attractive about are actually working for me the older that I get. I'm not saying that it's right, but I'm just telling you guys, you know, what my experience is. And when I started watching videos online just, you know, recently about it, I was like, oh wow, so okay, there is actually a name for it. Like now you can go somewhere and get attention, you know, from whoever, whereas back in the day, it's like people are looking straight through you. There was this guy in middle school that I thought he was just so cute. I had a big crush on him, and I wanted to know, does he notice me as well the way I notice him? One day I was walking down the hall and I seen him, you know, sitting at the end of the hall, and I was like, okay, this is your chance, you know, to make him see you. So I had waved at him down the hall, and I seen him, I was like, you know, just to see, because it looked like he was looking right at me, right? It looked like he was looking at me, so I waved. And then I noticed, like, oh, he's looking at somebody beside me because he doesn't actually see me. It was like I was invisible. And that little bitty moment right there, it taught me a lot. Some people may say, oh, that was nothing. Maybe he really didn't see you. But it's like, that just goes to show you that if people do not think that you're attractive, if people do not think that you measure up to the way that they think that you should look, then you're going to get a completely different reaction than you would get if you were something that they're naturally attracted to. A lot of people say that attraction can grow. Yes, I believe that attraction can probably grow, but as far as me and myself and I don't deal with people. That goes for men, dog, cats, babies. I don't deal with people who don't view me the way that I view myself when I look into the mirror. Why, you say? Simply because people are going to treat you different based upon how they view you physically, unless they are a person that have good qualities, that do not judge people based off of physical appearance. Because let's be honest, if you don't like how you look, there's nothing that you can really do about it, because you don't get to choose how you look. The only thing that you can do is upgrade your appearance. Meaning, for instance, if you got dry, crusty lips, you'll learn how to invest in lip gloss. If you don't like the shape of your lips, a lot of people invest in lip fillers. If you don't like your body type, a lot of people will work out, and a lot of people, more than a lot of people, will just go get surgery and get a BBL. I'm telling you guys this because I feel like that people go so far to, you know, be accepted into society, and they want to be accepted into what society deems as beautiful. And you can sit right here and you can say, oh, nobody cares what people thinks about them. And although that does have some truth to it, you have to sit back and think. Oh, a lot of your favorite celebrities really care about what people think about them. Caring about what people think about you also can possibly play in the way that you view yourself. Because if you're a person that is naturally confident, as you think, you will get on social media. Everything except what looks like you is beautiful and confident. Then that's going to have you searching your soul thinking, oh, well, what can I do with myself that will have me more socially accepted? For me personally, like, I mean, you can go through my old videos. My very first video, I talked about, you know, how I was bullied based upon my appearance. And now, I mean, there are still a few people that, you know, don't think that I'm the flyest bag of chips on the shelf. But I don't get the same gross and horrible reactions that I used to get when I was a young girl growing up, you know, still trying to feel into my face. Still trying to, you know, get my swagger together. Still trying to find out who I truly am on the inside. So I say that to say to you guys, yes, pretty privilege does exist. Because who doesn't want to be beautiful? But my thing is, it becomes a problem when people start to, you know, change so much about themselves so other people can accept them, to the fact that they don't even know who they are. Next thing you know, like, people are out here, and I understand trying to enhance your beauty and trying to do things that make you feel beautiful about yourself. But sometimes you have to sit and ask yourself, did I have a problem with my physical appearance before I noticed that other people did? I was in middle school, too young to be thinking about boys anyways. They should not have been on my mind. But as a young girl, coming into a young woman, of course you're going to think about them. So there was this other guy that I had a crush on. So I was like, oh, maybe I should shoot my shot, because nobody's shooting their shot at me. So what can I lose except my dignity? So I had wrote this guy a note, and I was like, hey, I like you. Do you like me too? And it was probably something like check yes or check no. Girl, do you know he didn't check nothing at all, sweetheart? He seen that paper, and I think he ended up balling it up. As he balled up the paper, as did my heart do the same thing. I could just feel the crumbling of my heart, because I'm like, oh my goodness, it's simply because he does not think that I am pretty. Do men mistreat pretty women? Do men mistreat women that they think are like gorgeous? And I have to bring up men, because I know I have a lot of females on my channel, so y'all are who I really be talking to. I have a few men that watch me, but for the majority it is females. And I have to say that because we are women, and everybody knows that men play a big part in society nowadays. A lot of people don't want to accept that fact and be real, but a lot of things start with how men view things. Regardless of how people view you in society, it's really about how you view yourself. And I know you've heard thousands and tons of videos telling you the same old thing that you don't want to hear, but it's good for you. It makes sense. Love yourself. Don't go out seeking validation from other people. Be the best version of yourself that you can be for yourself and not for other people. So thank you guys for watching this video. I will see you guys in the next video. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel. You see how fire this video was, sis? I know you don't want to miss out on the upcoming videos.